There were giants in the earth in those days. And also, after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
Fossils, of which there are wealths, look identical in the fossil record as they do right now today. But one little bitty catch, for example, horsetail plants, like this one on the screen here, aren't just identical in the ancient past, but are believed to have grown to roughly 100 feet in height. This is a modern horsetail trunk. This is an ancient horsetail trunk. Here's your modern dragonfly. Here's your ancient dragonfly. This thing couldn't breathe today or lift up off the ground and fly either. Did you know that creatures like lizards, or dragonflies for that matter, actually start off little bitty, just like a regular lizard or creature today, and based upon the individual design of their genetic software will actually grow to be whatever size that the environment they are born into allows for. Many, of course, requiring much longer lifespans. It's really almost like a de-evolution, isn't it? Things going from bigger and better and tougher to smaller and lesser and weaker. This right here is an armadillo from the ancient world that is roughly the size of a small car. This is the fossil of an ant. It's about the size of a modern-day hummingbird. This is an ancient crocodile called a super croc, which could just about fit a modern crocodile right in its mouth. This is a modern bald eagle's head. This above it is an ancient bald eagle's head. This is a 3-foot-long rodent. This is a giant fossilized cockroach. This can get up to 18 inches. Give a very special thanks to Noah for not letting a pair of these get on the boat. This is a 14-foot-long turtle. This is a giant ground sloth. Rhinoceros bones, which are 17 feet tall. This is a modern beaver's head. This is a pre-flood ancient beaver's head.
Now, one other theory on this particular rock formation, which is unlike any other rock formation in the United States, period, is that it is the remnants of a biblical massive tree that became fossilized. And before you roll your eyes and shake your head, if you've never been there, well, you've never been there. But I'll tell you what, if you look at this massive rock formation, the entire base of it is surrounded by prayer bundles, colorful strips of cloth in remembrance of others, etc. But it's just surrounded by massive boulders, and then it just goes straight up. And the tree, I'm sorry, a little Freudian slip. The rock looks exactly like the cells you would see in a cross-cut tree, all the way to the very top, including on the top. It looks nothing like a rock. It looks almost completely and only like a tree. Is that the case? Well, we'll never know, because history is held close to the vest by the wealthy people that have always ran this country and this world. And the less we believe that there is a creator, the happier they are. It's just how it is. Look at history, look at the way of the world, and it stands to reason. I shouldn't have to explain very much more. But when you look at this, it looks much more like a tree stump than it does a rock.
But look at this. This is evidence. Society and the world at large would try to have you believe that this is just erosion. Wind and rain over time just carved out this perfect tree stump right there in the middle of nowhere, and it didn't have any effect on the surrounding areas whatsoever, okay? I don't believe it. I'm going to repeat that verse from the book of Enoch, just that one particular, chapter 66, verse 2. Now then shall the angels labor at the trees, but when they proceed to do this, I will put my hand upon it and preserve it. I was laying down in the house of my grandfather, Machalel, when I saw in a vision heaven purifying and snatched away. And when it says heaven, it's talking about the sky, right? Our dome of the heaven above us. And falling to the earth. So he saw the heaven falling to the earth. He saw the sky falling, right? The sky can't fall. Physical things fall down, right? So something physical up above us called the heavens, he saw in a vision falling down to the earth. And falling to the earth, I saw likewise the earth absorbed by a great abyss, and mountains suspended over mountains. Hills were sinking upon hills. Lofty trees were gliding off from their trunks and were in the act of being projected and of sinking into the abyss. Lofty trees were gliding off of their trunks and were in the act of being projected and sinking into the abyss, sinking into what we call the ocean these days. This blows my mind. This amazes me. I believe that there are all kinds of remnants of an ancient world down at the bottom of the ocean, because I believe that the ancient world was fossilized. It was turned into stone. So let me reread that. Hills, this is a vision that he saw. Hills were sinking upon hills, lofty trees, not regular trees, lofty trees, silica pillars. I'm paraphrasing. Were gliding off from their trunks and were in the act of being projected and sinking into the abyss.
Silicification is a petrification process in which silica-rich fluids seep into the voids of earth materials. Silicification happens when rocks or organic materials are in contact with silica-rich surface water buried under sediments and susceptible to groundwater flow. Silica is the second most abundant element in Earth's crust and is a major component of 95% of presently identified rocks. In some cases, silica and siliceous rocks are subjected to hydrothermal alteration and react with seawater at certain temperatures, forming an acidic solution for silicification of nearby materials. The higher the silica content, the faster silicification could take place. The same concept applies to hydrothermal fluids. Meaning that if silica is indeed the second most abundant element in Earth's crust, and something were to happen like, say, superheated hydrothermal fluid erupted out of the Earth all over the world, causing some type of cataclysmic flood, seems to me, as far as having all the ingredients you would need for petrification, the flood was quite literally the perfect storm.
In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened.